NATO needs results for 75th anniversary summit to be a success. Luke Coffey. NATO needs to show that remains as important today as it was when was founded during the Cold War. Short URL Arab News ZB 5 yards. More than 100 days have passed since NATO leaders gathered for a major summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, in June. This summit comes at a crucial time for Europe's security, as the war in Ukraine intensifies. The summit to be held in Washington next year is symbolic importance as it is the 75th anniversary of the founding NATO. Much progress needs to be made on some key issues to ensure the next summit is a success. 100 days after the last summit, there is a lot of work to be done. One of biggest problems that need to be solved before meeting to be held in USA next year is issue of expansion. Since NATO's founding in 1949, successive rounds of expansion have added new members to the alliance while providing greater stability and security across Europe. NATO's success means it is a club that countries want to join. No country was forced or pressured to join the alliance. Expectations about Ukraine's membership prospects were high ahead of the summit in June. Many hoped that Kiev would be given an official invitation to join the alliance. This never happened. In lieu of an invitation to join, the alliance created a NATO-Ukraine Council. This is intended to serve as a high-level forum for increasing NATO-Ukraine engagement. Since the summit, there has been little progress in reaching consensus among members on a formal invitation for Ukraine to join the alliance. While all members agree that Ukraine will one day join NATO, setting a timeline for that goal remains deeply divisive. This means Ukraine is unlikely to receive an invitation next year unless something changes. NATO leaders need to work overtime to reach consensus. Failure to resolve this issue before next year's summit would be seen as a sign of weakness on Russia's part. One of biggest issues to be resolved before next year's meeting in the US is issue of enlargement. Luke Coffey. Another equally disappointing issue regarding NATO expansion in the last 100 days concerns Sweden's entry into the alliance. Shortly after Russia's full-scale invasion Ukraine in February 2022, Finland and Sweden abandoned their long-standing policy of staying out military alliances and both applied to join NATO. Finland joined in April, but Sweden's bid stalled due to Turkey's concerns about status and role of the PKK terrorist organization in country. At summit in Lithuania, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan was praised for finally giving the green light to Sweden's participation in alliance. Since the Turkish Grand National Assembly was in recess at the time, it could not vote to confirm Sweden's membership. Even though 100 days have passed since the summit, the Turkish parliament has still not voted to approve Sweden's NATO membership. This is another issue that needs to be resolved before next year's summit. On Th.